Yeah, on Facebook and I believe on YouTube. At least I hope so. And I'm just going to be here for a quick second. Oh, there everybody comes in there. We've got 58 people already. Fantastic. All right. And I don't want
for a quick second.
Oh,
Oh, there everybody comes in.
here I'm
there.
hearing
We've got
myself. Hold
58
on just a
people
second.
already. Fantastic. All right.
Let
And I don't
me
want
quit
to
that.
Oh,
Little technical thing right there. Okay, here we go. Hi, Anna. Yeah. Oh, Anna and perhaps Anna. Yeah, Teresa. Beautiful. I don't want to say too much right now. I just want to really dive in. Hopefully, everybody's going to be coming in here really quickly. I did put some information on the side so anybody who comes in a minute or two late can kind of find out what we're doing. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, I don't want to take up a lot of your time talking. When we're finished with the 30 minutes of Reiki today, I will go ahead and I'll stick around. So if you all have questions or anything like that, stick around. And if you could just write the word question in all caps or something, if you do have a question after the Reiki, that'll help me see your question and identify it in the chat. Welcome. I'm Andrea Kennedy, and I decided that I missed you all today and I wanted to come on and just offer you some Reiki because you deserve it and you're out there doing wonderful things in the world. And so, what is Reiki? It is just universally guided life force energy. I would invite you to have whatever intention is important to you. What does your heart focus on today? Hold that as an intention, but please know Reiki will always help you for your highest good, whatever that may be. It may line up with your intention, it may be even better. So, Reiki can never do harm. And here we go. I'll be offering Reiki again for 30 minutes. And after the 30 minutes, we can chat and I'll answer your questions. That being said, I would invite you to just sit back and relax. There's nothing you need to do. No meditation today. Just relax and receive my gift to you. You can have your eyes open or closed. It doesn't really matter. Simply intend to receive whatever is in your highest good. Here we go. Now offering you the highest frequencies of Reiki energy. connected to the source of creationary energy and continue to receive for as long as it is in your highest good to do so. And when you feel ready, you may bring your attention back to your body, back to your eyes. Open them if you have had them closed. And wow. So I hope you enjoyed that. It has been 30 minutes. And so I will welcome you all back with me. Woo. Um, Welcome, everyone. Wow. Had a lot of chats here. Wanted to uh, I don't like to look at the chats while I'm uh, offering Reiki, but every now and again I'll look over there because just want to make sure that people, everything's working properly and everything like that. Making sure there isn't anyone is reporting a glitch or anything. But so I do look there briefly just to make sure. But I wanted to one of the things I wanted to address is somebody asked about like no music. And, when I do the live videos, I don't add music to them because it might come through wonky for some people. And also, music is a really personal choice, I feel like. And so, what I might play might annoy some people, or, other people might love it. Some people just prefer silence. So, when I do the live videos, you can always play music where you are and you can pick whatever you want. So that way you have freedom. And on the channel, I like to do a variety of different sorts of offerings. So some of the videos have no talking, some have talking, some have music, some don't have music, some are shorter, some are longer, so I just like to offer a variety. So I hope that does make sense. All right. So I'm going to scroll down here. And if you have a question you'd like to ask, well, first, I see so many thank yous. And I just have to say, you're so, so, so welcome. You're so welcome from me to you. And I just send everybody just heartfelt hugs and gratitude, for being here with me, joining me today. I just felt like I missed you all, and I thought there's a lot going on out there, and I just wanted to do what I could do to interject, to inject, something for you, in case you had time to be here with me. So you're very, very welcome. Oh, beautiful! All of these beautiful questions. Okay, so let's see. Joanne says, question. But I don't know what your question is, Joanne. So if you want to put it in, I'll see what I can do about that. Virtual hug. Oh, how cute. Okay, just had surgery. Oh, Marie. Yeah, I hope that you recover very, very quickly. Yes, and you can replay this video too. And of course, I have all the others on the channel. Can I give Reiki to let's see, girly girl. Here, I'm going to show it on my screen. Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on just a second. Let me go to my other screen and I can do that. And now we're in the Q&A part. Isn't that just fancy? All right, so let's see. Somebody has a question there, but let me do this. Girly girl. Let's see. Can I give Reiki to others with Reiki 1 level? You can, I think, because why am I saying that you can? Because first of all, we focus on self-healing in level 1, but of course, you can offer Reiki with your hands on level 1. And, the next question is going to be, well, what about distance? Anybody can send energy anywhere that they want to, Reiki or no Reiki. Oh my goodness, did I just say that? Yes. And the reason for that is, have you ever said a prayer? Have you ever said, and the person's not there with you? So, of course, we can all move energy. So, I would never tell anybody that they can't help someone else from a distance, Reiki or no Reiki. Now, what I will say though is once you have Reiki level 2, and you learn some techniques and you're more attuned to the energy, your effectiveness will be very much amplified, very much. And so But don't let anything hold you back. If you're guided to offer Reiki to someone and they're over distance and you're only at level 1, go for it. Go for it. No limiting beliefs here. All right, but it's gonna work way, way, way better. I think one of the things I'll say about Reiki level 1 is if you notice some styles tell you do 21 days of self healing, and you have to do that before you offer it to other people and things like that. That's fine. If that resonates for you to do that. I'm just not about rules and regulations when it comes to that kind of thing. And I want to historically, I want to take you back for a second. When Reiki came to the West, it was very expensive in the early days. Reiki master training was $10,000 back in the day. And so I'm not going to go into all the history and all of that kind of thing. But there were many, many people back then that took Reiki level 1 and they absolutely offered sessions to other people. They absolutely did, because just the nature of the training and the way it was back then. So don't let things hold you back at all. Beautiful. Okay, let me go down here. So Swati question. Let's see. I'm going to put you up here on the screen. I have trust issues mainly in my romantic relationship. I am tongue-tied. Let me just say that. I am unable to attract positive, healthy romantic relationship where I get valued, importance, or as I imagined, what should I do? So my advice to you is to really invest in your relationship with yourself. Invest in that and fall in love with yourself. Honor yourself and be comfortable in your alone time. Be comfortable in your with your spiritual life, with who you are, and that I hope that makes sense, because when you love yourself and value yourself, you're going to attract people to you that share that vibration. Okay. I want to say this really quickly. When I was growing up here in the US, it was all about Prince Charming coming and, the white horse and, all of that, at least in my childhood. And what I'll say is, that is just such a damaging thing. So if this describes you, or how you grew up, isn't that interesting? But you're complete the way you are. And so your mate, that's kind of such an archaic word, but your partner in life is meant to complement you. I would hope for you that you would see yourself as whole and complete on your own, and that you're going to welcome in a partner who is whole and complete on their own. So you can have a truly healthy relationship of two healthy people that are balanced, and then you come together and then wonderful things happen. That is how lasting relationships happen. But love yourself, love to spend time with yourself, value yourself, and you're going to have that vibration. You're going to have that energy about you in your field, and you will attract other people who not only value you like that, but they're going to value themselves in a similar way. And that's my advice on that. So I hope that's helpful. All right, let's see who I can go to next. Let's see. Oh, Kim, it's so great to see you. Thank you so much. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's see. Is it normal to feel the Reiki on my heart? Absolutely. You can feel Reiki anywhere in the body. Now, this is a good topic to talk about really quickly. When you receive the Reiki, whether it's in person with someone else or if it's me through the video, it's possible to have any number of experiences. You might feel sensations in your body. You might not. You might feel cold or hot. You might feel tingles, buzzing. You might feel pressure in a certain area, anything like that. You might twitch. Your stomach might growl. Or you might really not feel a whole lot of anything. You might get relaxed, but you might be thinking like, is this even doing anything? What I have to tell you is the effectiveness of Reiki energy does not depend on your conscious awareness of any something occurring. Okay. The energy works on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And we're not aware of all of that. We're so much more than what we see when we look in the mirror and we see our outline in the mirror, and that's who we think we are. That's a big joke. Okay. You are so much more than that. In a similar way, you are only aware of, can only perceive a certain limited amount of sensations, of stimuli, I guess we'll say. And there can be so much more happening that you're just not aware of. So, yes, you can feel it in your heart. You could feel it in your feet. You could feel it in your hands. I feel like I need to say this. When you receive Reiki, if you feel it in your hands, that can be an indication that perhaps you're predisposed or have a gift or something for healing. Okay. That's kind of been my experience, what I've seen throughout the years. So if you get energetic sensations in your hands when you receive Reiki, you might consider that as an invitation to look at, learning energy healing or Reiki for yourself. Okay. I hope that that's helpful. Lorena asks, "What time is it there?" For me, it's 3:44. I'm Eastern time. Let's see. Joanne said, "Oh, this is Joanne. You had that question earlier, I think. I do a lot of muscle unwinding when I receive Reiki. Is that normal and common?" I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean stretching or things like that? Our attention to our muscles, to our body when we're receiving Reiki, yes, that's very, very normal. And what I'm going to say about that is our energy, our life force energy, and remember, Reiki is spiritually guided life force energy. So we're very accustomed to having this energy flow in and around our bodies. And that life force energy flows through pathways that I call it energy anatomy. So people might be aware of chakras and things like that. So imagine I know, in your body, you have veins and arteries that carry blood. So similarly, you have pathways in your body that carry life force energy. And Reiki helps unblock, smooth out, clear out those energetic pathways so that your life force energy that is innate, it is part of you, that energy can flow better. It can flow more in the way it was designed to flow, like your optimum blueprint of how your energy is supposed to operate in and around you. Reiki helps that blueprint come back online for you. I hope that that makes sense. And so, because we know we have these energetic pathways through our body, when you receive Reiki, so your muscles might twitch. You might, again, you're saying you do muscle unwinding. I'm thinking maybe that's stretching. I'm not really sure. Let's see. I don't know. I don't see a follow up to your question right there. But it makes sense because we want to make room in the body. Okay. Think of yoga too. Yoga, it helps us open the energetic pathways in a different way, right? I don't know. It's pretty interesting to me. I hope that that's helpful to you. Let's see. Lulu asks, "I used to feel the Reiki energy much more before. Is that common?" Yes, this is an interesting thing. And I have a theory about this. And my theory is that if we're really out of whack, do you like my scientific term? If we're really out of whack energetically, if we're really off balance, if we really need a lot of healing, when Reiki is introduced to our system, which is a very high vibration energy, if we're out of sorts and then we get all of this sorted energy, imagine the contrast, right? Imagine the contrast. Yeah. Let's see. Do I want to say anything else about that? Yeah. Okay. So if you have a lot going on, you need a lot of healing, and then here comes this energy, bam, lots of contrast. When there's a lot of contrast, it's obvious to us, right? So we might feel a lot. As you heal, as you get sorted out, so to speak, as you have less, or I want to say fewer and fewer issues to heal, guess what happens? Your vibration, your frequency raises. Okay. You lift up out of the muck. Okay. And guess what happens? Your frequency gets closer and closer and closer to the frequencies of Reiki, to a higher vibration. And so it's sort of like, think of temperature like water, right? If you run your hand under cold water and then you take it out of the cold water and put it in cold water again right after, it just doesn't really feel much different. If you soak your hand in hot water and then you put it in cold water, oh my gosh, that's really obvious. So, what I'm going to say is my theory is the more you heal, then you're closer in vibration to that Reiki energy. And so, therefore, when the Reiki energy meets your energy system and your energy bodies, there's less contrast for you. It's more about like, instead of opposite. Okay. I hope that that makes sense. But yeah, that's my theory. So as you heal, as you heal, as you heal, you may feel like, I don't think this is doing so much anymore. And quite honestly, it's wonderful news. And you're really just tuning up at that point because your huge issues aren't there anymore. So I think it's a cause of celebration. And I hope that that is helpful to you. And, but that's just kind of how that's kind of how I look at it. Joanne, I do a lot of muscle unwind. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Maybe I went out of order. Can you feel our energy and love? You know, it's interesting, Laura. Laura asked this in the chat. Can I feel your energy and love? Yes and no. I feel it in a more general way. I love to see the numbers of the people. You know, if I look slightly down during the video, I'm looking at the time that's elapsed, and I also have a little live button there. So when I look down there, I see that I'm still live, how long I've been on, and how many people are on. And so I love seeing the number go up because this is the time right now on the planet that light workers unite. And I kind of not, I don't, I don't like the term light worker. I like light bringers better, light bringers, but I get the light worker. I get it, but maybe it's because work is such a word, for a lot of people. But this is our time, and so when more of us get together, woo, that's exciting for me because I know that if you're here with me, you're a light bringer, and so when we get together, our energy, the sum of our energy, is so much greater then when compared with I'm over at my corner of the world and you're isolated in your corner and we're all separated, when we come together, that's a big deal. And I'm all here for the great transformation. My mission is to help you in whatever way I can. So for me, that's teaching Reiki classes for people who feel guided to take my classes. But what about just coming on here, offering Reiki? If it's helped you, awesome, because that's what we need. We need people to help people, and we need people to remember their light. And I'm going to share a little something that might seem a little weird, but I'm going to just between us, right? So I was giving the Reiki today. I was offering the Reiki today to you, and I'm sitting here, and I just feel so much love when I do that. I feel so united with my purpose on the planet. It's like I feel like I was destined to be here with you in this moment. And I know that might seem kind of sappy or whatever, but I don't really care. It's true. So I'm here doing that today, right? And you know what happened? I had this information come in about that Reiki. Now I need to quantify this or whatever I'm trying to say. Reiki. Now, it isn't the only way, but it is a way, it is a method. And I never really looked at it this way before, but today, offering Reiki, here's what came in. Reiki is a way to activate the light codes that people have. The light codes people have. I'm a mainstream person, so I don't know what I think about, that whole light codes thing. And I think that goes along with the DNA, the 12 strands of DNA. I hear about all that stuff out there. For me, I haven't made my mind up about all that stuff because I'm a pretty sciencey person, but that's what came in today about what we were doing. And so when I'm offering this energy for, I guess, whoever's ready out there to receive this, that the energy can actually help you activate the light codes in your body, whatever that means. I don't know, but I'm just going to put that out there. That might be, that's my dog barking. I can't really do much about that, but that's Frida. Yeah, that's Frida. Sorry. Let's see. But light codes. So if that means something to you, I'm putting it out there for you. And okay, let's see. Question. I made a playlist of your Reiki videos to listen to, have on while I sleep. Is it still beneficial? Oh, yeah, I think so. And I hear from a lot of people that do that. I really, really do. And when you're asleep, you're really open to receive. Your thinking mind isn't getting in the way. You don't have distractions because you're multitasking. So yeah, I would say do that for as long as that feels good. No shoulds. But if it feels good to you and you're guided to do that, I would say absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, you're very welcome. Oh, nice. Some heavy pain in your hip, Johan. I'm sorry if I mispronounce anyone's names, but I'm very glad it's feeling much lighter for you. You're very welcome, Maria. Oh, yeah. Reiki Master receiving. One of the reasons that I came on today and we didn't do a meditation, I didn't ask you to, do anything really at all. And why? You just need to receive sometimes, it just for nothing, just a gift. And a true gift asks nothing in return. And that's what I wanted to offer you today. So let's see. Caroline, I don't see you drawing any symbols when you do this. Are you doing them in your head or do you not use them when sending Reiki in this way? I'll put that on the screen because now I know how to do that. Yeah, so symbols are important when especially I'm going to say when we're learning Reiki, when we're practicing Reiki. I started with Reiki back in 1995, and so we can, even if you just learned Reiki last weekend, okay, your intention is the key when you are inviting Reiki, activating Reiki, and calling it to flow. It's your intention. So you don't even ever have to draw the symbols. You can say them in your mind. You can just intend that they be activated. And so, yeah, so I'm going to say that. Then I'm going to say that since I've been working with the energy for so many years, Reiki and I, we're kind of like best buds. And I have an understanding of the energy. The energy, of course, understands me. And so we just work together beautifully. I will say that during today's session, different symbols came into my awareness. And so then I repeated those in my mind. But I don't have a recipe. If you listen to the podcast that we do, it's called Beyond the Reiki Gateway. And we just now started putting episodes on our new YouTube channel. So please go and like the channel, subscribe, whatever you do on YouTube. I guess it's subscribe to the channel. It's called Beyond the Reiki Gateway Podcast. And we're putting the episodes on there now. So we just barely started. But on the podcast, we have some Reiki episodes. We try to cover all kinds of different spiritual topics, but we do have some about Reiki. And we talk about symbols, and we talk about one of the episodes that was really quite popular was Real Reiki for Real People. And I think one of the points we made in that podcast episode was that there are no shoulds in Reiki. Reiki is just the energy. Now, let me clarify. In class, of course, we talk about how to do things and the techniques and things like that. And that's important because when you're learning anything new, you need to have a framework about how to go about things. If we just gave you like a nebulous bubble and said, oh, it's just energy, just go use it. That's not helpful. People would be lost. People wouldn't utilize Reiki. People wouldn't build their own relationship with the energy. So what we do is we give you a framework, we give you techniques, we give you these symbols, and of course you are attuned to the vibration so that you can channel the energy. And then what I tell my students is, great, now you've got all this, we've given you all of this, and now go explore, go have fun, experiment, and see how it feels to you. And when you do what resonates with you, that's the key. That's the key. It isn't about having a recipe of, oh, now I need to do this symbol. Now I need to do that. And not connecting with the energy, but just connecting to the how-tos. Now, don't misunderstand. In my early days, that's who I was. I was all about step 1 is this, step 2 is this, step 3. I needed that. I needed that. But my point is, we have a starting point when we learn Reiki. And then guess what? You get to explore. You get to know Reiki. You get to know how it feels. You get to know what calls to you in the practice. Not to say there are things that you will say, I'm never going to do that. I hope you never do that. But it's about, I'm going to try this technique. And then maybe now it's like, I don't know what I felt about that. I'm going to just set that aside. I'm going to try something else. And then over time, as your relationship with the energy grows, as you get more practice and experience, then you can say, I never liked that. And I'll just say Biosen scanning, just for an example. I never liked that Biosen scanning. I never thought it worked for me, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I'm going to give it another try. Do that because you're never the same person. You're always evolving. And so whether you set something aside for a while or not, just don't ever cross it off your list. Just know about it and experiment with it. Oh, that was a lot of talking, but okay. Sorry. Let's see. You're very welcome. Okay. So I'm sorry that you are suffering with deafness and tinnitus in your ears. Okay. My friend Jody Helm, again, she did an episode for the podcast. She channels the archangels, and she recently had an article. She writes for medium.com, and she actually asked the angels, what about tinnitus? Because it's often described as a symptom of ascension, like an ascension, as we move up in vibration. There are people associating that ascension in vibration to increase tinnitus in their ear. So, I realize that you asked about deafness and tinnitus affecting your brain and what should you do. I just bring up Jody and her article because the angels did say it is true for many people that tinnitus actually is related to the vibration and frequency changes that they're undergoing. So I just want to put that out there, some validation. Interesting. Jody also cited a study over the last, I don't know how many years, but it's pretty recent. And it showed an upward trend in people seeking medical treatment for tinnitus. So it seems like this is an issue that has been on the rise as of late. So, okay. So deafness and tinnitus. I would always, always, always seek proper medical care and treatment. I don't know if you have Reiki. Even if you don't do this, you have a connection to the creator energy, whatever you choose to call that. It doesn't matter. So whatever created you and your connection to that is there. Do this. Call creationary energy to you, the energy of creation, and place your hands over your ears. Place your hands over your throat and heart. This, I feel, is a very instrumental area for you. So hands, throat, and heart. And I would what's coming through for me to tell you is invite the energy to bathe those areas in creationary energy, creationary light, and call forth the highest vibrations of energy that can restore your health and balance to alleviate your symptoms if it is in your highest good. And that can be tough, right? Because when things don't heal, what does that mean? I think that we are so much more complex than what meets the eye. And that's a whole nother conversation with that. But everyone can move energy and everybody has a connection, whether you're trained in Reiki or not. So believe that you can bring through that energy for yourself. Obviously, you have life force energy. Obviously, you were created. And so use that to your advantage. You have power to help yourself. I hope that that's helpful. You're very welcome, Nancy. Let's see. We've been here over an hour already. Okay. Dark red rose. I have a lot of problems on my left hand lately without reasons, without having injured it. What could this energetically be? Interesting. Whew, well, we're not having a session or anything here, and I'm not really, able to tune into you right here. But what I would say in general, the left side can often have to do with, female attributes, female people in your life, female ancestry, things like that. But left, and you're saying hand, left hand. What comes through for me is, the question to ask yourself is, are you holding back your creative gifts? That's what comes to me. I don't know if that makes any kind of sense at all, but my feeling, just as I'm reading your question for whatever it's worth, is that you have creative energy that you're not utilizing, you're not putting out there, you're not creating with, and there's pent up energy there. I don't know. Take it for what it's worth. But you might want to consult an energy healer or a Reiki healer or intuitive or, any number of people for an actual session that they can look in and they can tell you more about that. So I wish you well on that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Ruth. Yes. Okay. I will add him to my Reiki healing grid, my distance Reiki grid. Oh, Chris. Chris says they had to walk away after about 10 minutes and wondering about the Reiki. Reiki isn't bound by time or space. The video itself is going to, you probably had it running. There's no way to know, how much you received. I'm going to just, be crazy for a second and say, maybe some part of you even knew that you'd be called away. And so you soaked up so much more in the beginning of the video. We don't know. What my point here is I'm going to revert back to what I said a minute ago. We are so much more complex. And I think that our human brains want to quantify things, but by the very nature of this channel on YouTube, there's a lot we don't know. Yes, quantum physics and, all of that. But isn't it amazing that people who watch the replay of the video will feel it? They'll have the benefit. And so, what I would invite you to do is just perhaps relax about needing to know what was received and what wasn't and whatever, and just be in gratitude for the opportunity to receive all that you needed. And even in the end, I intended and invited you to be still connected to the energy and still receiving. So my hands aren't like this, but guess what? I'm sure there's energy still coming to you here on the video. And as I said, the replay will have it. The videos that I recorded 2 years ago have the energy when you go to it, but yet I'm still here talking to you. So isn't life grand? Life is so awesome. But thank you for tuning in, Chris. All right, let's see. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, beautiful. You're very welcome. Okay. I see question in all caps. That helps me see that there's a question. I have no idea what it is. Let's see what it is. This year we celebrate 100 years of Reiki. Yes, we do. Is it possible to use distant symbol to connect with any planet or master symbol to attune the earth to the Reiki frequency? So this is an interesting topic. What I would say is Mother Earth really doesn't need us to attune her to anything. I mean, I don't think so. But you know what we can do, I think, which, um, yeah, I'm going to say this. I read recently somebody saying like they're attuning everything in their space. Like, they would attune a pen, they would attune their reading glasses, they would attune their phone. It's like, why? I don't know why you would do that. You know what I think is even more powerful? Working on ourselves. Is that a boring answer? So I'll revisit your question here in a second. But instead of trying to affect all this stuff outside of ourselves, let's really get in the muck. Let's really work on ourselves. Because when we work on ourselves, when we heal, and I mean all kinds of stuff, ancestral stuff, cellular memory stuff, spirit attachment stuff, traumas from childhood, inner child, you name it, right? We've got lots of stuff that we can work on. But I think what happens with people is they begin or ooh, they can, and I'm not saying this is you, Tantara, I'm not saying this is you, but I'm just going to put it out there that sometimes people, they don't want to go in here. This is kind of, they're like, well, I have Reiki and that's good and I work on myself, but I want to help you and I want to help you and I want to help you. And there's something that's great about that because that's compassion, that's wanting to be helpful and all of that. But I just want to put out there in an ever so gentle way that sometimes when people do that, again, not saying that's you, but sometimes when people do that, it's about aversion. They don't want to go, they don't want to look in here. So they're, what's the word? What's the word? They're, I don't know, diverting their attention by saying, oh, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. And it looks honorable. It looks, selfless and all of that. But you know why working on yourself is so instrumental in healing the world? Because number one, you can't really solve anything out there. That responsibility lies with whatever's out there, right? We can help, sure, but that's we don't control that. You know what you control? Your time, your attention on you, going within. And that's the tough stuff. So it naturally, we don't want to go there and we'll want to look elsewhere. And as I said, it looks like an honorable thing. But you know why? You know why it's so important? Because when you work on yourself, when you work to heal yourself, what happens is your vibration clears up. Your vibration raises in frequency. And why is that important? It's important because it's like you're an antenna broadcasting out. And so when you're wounded and hurt and have traumas and things like that, your signal is not that helpful to other people, right? Because you've got muck. And it's not all about being helpful. I'm oversimplifying, but I'm answering the question on the fly here. So imagine though that as you heal yourself and your frequency raises, when you broadcast your signal outward, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's clean, it's clear, it's bright. And you know what happens? You start to remember that you are light. You are precious. And you know what? I'm going to call that the authentic self. You see your authentic nature, and it's beautiful. And you know what? Then you begin to see that everybody else has that too. Everybody else has that too. But it is to truly recognize the light in other people, we need to recognize the light in ourselves. And maybe you're already there, Tantara. Maybe you're already there. But I just want to say, let's really invest on, on helping and healing ourselves. Let's do the tough stuff. And then guess what? As our frequency raises, as our signal clears up and strengthens, just by being ourselves, we are broadcasting healing energy to other people. And it isn't about convincing or fighting or anything else when we start here. Because what happens is the energies of other people who they're not even, they're just walking around, but they have energy bodies. Guess what? When their energy bodies, not even in their conscious mind, hear your signal or mingle with your signal in whatever way they do, guess what happens? Their energy goes, ooh, light, love, ooh, higher vibration. And that signals their energy about remembering who they are. You didn't say a word, you didn't attune anything, you didn't work to do anything outside yourself. It's automatic. It's natural. It's natural. No work involved. Isn't that exciting? And so and I get it, because if we look in our world, there are a million things that we think, oh, that could use Reiki, that could use help, that could use healing, that could use blah, 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 blah. You'd never run out. But if everybody worried about that, really invested in the healing themselves, then guess what happens? We work from that high vibration. The changes, the decisions that we make in our lives come from that healed place. And so what we create has a higher vibration, you see. And so if we want the outer world to change, we change in here. And then that's when the magic happens, because everything that emanates from ourselves, whether it be choices, decisions, actions, relationships, we had that relationship question earlier, everything is born of that higher vibration. And so that is the key. That is the key. I hope that that's helpful. Okay, let me look back at your question though. Is it possible to use distance to connect with any planet? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And level of consciousness, yeah. Or master symbol to tune the Earth to the Reiki frequency. The Earth knows the Reiki frequency. I'm going to tell you. She doesn't really need our help, but you know what she needs? She needs our gratitude. She needs our healing, loving attention. She needs us to remember that we exist because of her. Here's some fun facts. I'm a science person. Did you know? I mean, sit really, really still just for a second. Sit still. You think you're sitting still? I got news for you. You know how amazing Earth is? If you're close to the equator, do you know you're moving close to 1,000 miles an hour because of the Earth spinning on the axis? That's pretty cool, right? 1,000 miles an hour. Now, how about this one? We're rotating in orbit around the sun, or revolving around the sun, right? In our orbit. Takes us a whole year. We are traveling 67,000 miles an hour through space right now. And at the same time, we're spinning on our axis 1,000 miles an hour if you're near the equator. That blows my mind. Totally blows my mind. Is that not amazing? And look out your window. Look out your window. The trees, the grasses. I am in Michigan and I look out and leaves are falling from my trees. The season is changing. There is so much beauty in the cycles of the planet, the weather, just what is created of the natural world. It's amazing. So I think Mother Earth, or Gaia, if you choose to call her that, I think she's got it all pretty much figured out. I think it's the humans that are having trouble allowing her to be her. And I think that we have impacted the earth in different ways. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's going to be fine. It's the humans that may not survive, but she'll survive. She'll outlive us all, I think. But here's the thing, let us have gratitude and wonder and love for this earth, for all that she's offered us through all of this time, and for creating stillness for us while she's hurtling through space and spinning at the same time. I don't know. I love it. It is absolutely beyond my comprehension. Just looking out the window, seeing the natural world. And I do think we're going to we're having more natural disasters. We're having, things are kind of in turmoil a bit on the planet. So instead of trying to attune her to Reiki, how about we put our hands on the earth? How about we walk on the earth? And as we do, instead of being on our phones or whatever else or distracted, love the earth. Bless the earth with every step that we take with gratitude, because every day of your life, she's been there for you, supporting you, no matter what has happened. So, not to say, I don't mean to be, certainly I've been through a hurricane before and things like that. So I'm not saying that, we don't suffer hardships and things from the earth. That absolutely yes. But in general, yes, she's there, steadfast, completely steadfast. Anyway, so I hope those little facts were interesting to some of you. Oh, nice. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, it's 4:20. I'll see. Let me see if I can find like one other question. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna take this last question here. Pamela says, Andrea, I have an estranged 40-year-old daughter who is a Reiki master. Is there anything I can do to heal from her leaving our family? You know what I would invite you to do, Pamela? We can really have tunnel vision on the current lifetime that we're living. And there can be so much pain, so much agony in that. And what I would invite you to consider, and maybe you already totally know this, is that this lifetime is such a brief glimpse into the relationship that you have with her. And my understanding, and of course, this is my understanding, and I don't know that you would agree with it, but what I will say is your relationship with your daughter, from my perspective, is eternal. And you're going through one very small moment in time in a huge tapestry of relationship, soul to soul with her. And I know, I have some personal experience with this in my own family. So, I do have uh, some experience with this. I don't want to oversimplify or anything like that. I know it can be extremely devastating. Okay, let me go back to your question. Is there anything you can do to heal from her? I would say love yourself and know, and I know I don't want to seem like that's oversimplifying. You are worthy. You have always done the best that you have known how to do. And if you don't see eye to eye with her about life and about how things have unfolded, I would invite you to allow yourself to relax about it. If you know Reiki, Reiki yourself. If you don't, look in the mirror, look into your eyes, and say to yourself, you are worthy of love. You are a divine being. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Forgiveness will come one day. It may be in this lifetime, it may not. Fences will be mended one day, perhaps not in this life. So if we look through a lens of that there's so much more than this lifetime, in the larger picture of who you both really are, this is temporary. This is temporary. I know that that doesn't help really the pain to go away, but you are worthy and you are a strong individual. And I would invite you to allow yourself to let yourself off the hook for anything that you feel you might have done wrong and anything that you were told you did wrong. It's difficult when there's no communication. I would just ask you to connect with your higher self, connect with Reiki again if you have it, and offer yourself love and compassion because you have done all that you knew how to do. And no one can ask any more than that. I hope that that's helpful, Pamela. It's hard when I don't, when we're just on here for a couple of minutes and all that. Okay, I want to do one more. Wow, I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. I know I'm skipping things, but I don't know. Let's just see. Oh, somebody said something about the light codes. Yeah, Jeannie says, let me see what Jeannie says here. Yes, light codes. I get it. Each of us need healing, activating DNA. Connecting with source is healing, returning us to our true divine selves. I totally agree, Jeannie. But I got to tell you, the whole light code thing and the DNA thing, if you listen to Deborah Lupien's podcast episode, you heard me. I was like, I don't know about the whole DNA thing, but that's what came through in today's session is as we're doing this. And so if I can offer Reiki like this and it helps you activate something, that's awesome. How exciting is that? How exciting is that? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. And I think it's proof that, we can participate and we can do things in life and we don't have to have all the answers, I don't know about what I think about light codes and this DNA restructuring. It's like, I don't know. On the one hand, it sounds kind of nutty, but who am I to say? I mean, I've seen some really crazy stuff in my time. So my little human brain is just right here and I'm open. I'm open. I don't know what I don't know. So yeah. Anyway, I think maybe we need to be done. Let me see. Okay. One more question. I just saw somebody had a question. I find not only my hand tingle, but my lips tingle and very hot dose. This mean anything special? A question I find not only my hand tingle, but I'm assuming this means when you're doing Reiki. I don't know, or receiving Reiki. And so I don't know. It could just be energy. I don't know. I don't know what that might mean. Apparently, let's see, hand and lip. Hand and lip. I don't know. Maybe there's something with the nervous system, nerves. I don't know. I'm not really sure. What I would say is have more Reiki and see if that shifts and changes in the future. But if there is an issue, there's an imbalance, then I would expect that to decrease with more Reiki. Yeah. John asked, can you please tell me? Oh, see, I said one question and I kept going. Oh, I don't mean to do that. Can you please tell me what treatment you would use for endometriosis? I would do second chakra work. Yeah, second chakra work. And also the heart comes up. I think the heart is instrumental in so many different things. And so I would say, yeah, the heart and also second chakra. And with that, everybody, I think that we better go. I mean, it's been almost an hour and a half. So I love being on here with you guys, but I also don't want to, uh, co-op, uh, I don't want to take up your whole day. Let me say that. So, listen, I'm going to do this more often, and I kept my word. I kept my word. You saw me first Thursday of the month, and I said, I'm going to come back live before the next time. And so here I am. And so the next one that I know I'm going to have for sure is the first Thursday of November. So meet me 11 a.m. Eastern time. And usually I do meditation and stuff. That's more like a Reiki share. So we kind of come together. I offer Reiki, usually have a meditation, some visualization, things like that. And then we open it up and we offer it to the world, and to the earth. I think maybe this next one might have some of that earth healing, to focus on. Yeah, I think it's really important. We're focusing so much on ourselves right now with the great transformation, all the changes that are happening in our societies and our cultures. And you know what? The earth, she's there through it all. And so I think our next one, we're going to focus a little bit more on offering our healing energy, our gratitude, our love and light to the planet herself. That's first Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern time, live. It'll be on Facebook and YouTube like this one was. And I'll see you then. Now, I'm not going to edit this one and add music. This is for us to come on and then replays of the live. The first Thursday one, I do edit that. I cut it down and I put music to it for those people who like that. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Big, big hugs to all of you. I so appreciate you being here with me. What an honor. And love, light, highest blessings, and all you do. You are worthy. You are light. You are love. And we are one. Until next time, I'll see you out in the ether. Bye, everybody. It was lovely.